KBLA, AM. Progressive.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're celebrating our 4th anniversary, and this track right here is the gift one of our devoted listeners presented to us.
Where you get some information, get a true education, just to know who, yeah.
How cool is that? Having a member of our KBLA delegation write us a song. Stop it! Our listeners love us and there ain't nothing we can do about it. Wouldn't want to. Thanks to Cardell and everybody else for turning on KBLA Talk 1580. We love you right black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Hey guys, I'm Heidi Preeb. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. Today on this channel, we're talking about a topic that I am very excited about. And this is the topic of how to build self-trust. I believe that self-trust is at the absolute core of any sort of healing work. Until we believe that we can trust ourselves to do what we said we would do and to show up for ourselves in a way that is going to make our lives healthier, happier, more expansive, it's going to be really difficult to get any hard self-work done. And so I believe that fostering self-trust needs to be a foundational piece of the attachment healing process. But it can also be a kind of intimidating thing to think about for those of us who have spent a lot of our lives self-abandoning. So if you don't know what I mean when I use that term, I did film a video all about the term self-abandonment. I will link it in the description of this video, and you can go there to check out whether that term applies to you. But most of us who did not grow up securely attached have somewhat of a pattern of self-abandoning in different circumstances, and therefore not being able to trust ourselves to follow through on exactly what it is that we want to do with our lives. In this video, we're going to talk about how to start working towards that follow through and how to build yourself into a person over time who you can look up to, have respect for, and trust to do what you said you would do for yourself. And for whatever reason, it felt the most intuitive to me to present 5 kind of tools or strategies you could use, first in their inverse form. So we're going to talk about what makes it difficult to trust ourselves, and then we're going to talk about how to do the opposite of that thing. So rather than over-explaining what I mean by that, we'll just dive into number 1. So number 1, it is very hard to trust yourself if you are continuously making promises to yourself that you don't keep. So if you're the kind of person who is constantly making plans for the future that you get really excited about and then do not follow through on, or who is always telling yourself, tomorrow I'm going to start operating differently, what you are doing is continuously breaking the trust of your inner child, right? There's a very young, very innocent part of you that gets really excited every time you make these big plans for your future. And that part of yourself is getting continuously let down every time you get emotionally invested in a plan and then don't follow through on it. Now, there are myriad reasons why someone might do this. Sometimes what we're doing when we make grandiose plans and then fail to follow through on them is that we're actually using the idea of that fantasy future as a means of self-regulating through a difficult moment. So I think that a lot of the time when people have this sense of, I just lack follow-through, what's actually going on is that they're using visions of a fantasy future which they never truly intended to work towards as a means of calming themselves down or avoiding some sort of pain in the moment. And that can get really confusing if you're always telling yourself, I'm going to work towards this goal or that goal, and then you're never actually taking action on it. And in this case, it can be helpful to just recognize those were never necessarily plans to begin with. Just like a child whose trust you have continuously broken.
Man, Heidi Priebe is always cooking. I know these are layered and deep topics. And thank you, Sugar Crisp. Just joined our super chat. We got callers on the line too. We about to get cooking. But I know these topics are difficult. They're not easy topics to have, but we must have them. No one has ever called trust to the floor. We have to investigate. We have to look into it. And I'm telling you, for most people, trust is a tool for control. Many people don't know how to regulate their emotions. Many people have insecure attachment styles. And to carry it into a relationship, and trust is at the forefront of their relational demands and expectations. They don't want to be hurt again. Trust and the fetishization of predictability, when safety becomes soul suffocation. Psychological insight. When trust is equated with predictability, it ceases to serve love and begins to serve neurosis. Predictability, relational health. Your philosophical insight, Alfred Korzybski, warned that our linguistic maps distort the reality that we live in. Trust as a map may obstruct the actual living territory of your partner. Your spiritual and metaphysical insight. True love is not control, but surrender. Trust built on behavioral predictability denies the sacred wildness of the soul and really of the human being. But see, I'm going to say it again. When your wounds are in control, your wounds will send out their army. And part of that army is the trust tax, the trust police that our good friend Ronan talked about, the trust tax. You got to pay the trust tax in order to cross the bridge into a person's heart, into their space. Trust is rooted in fear, and I know people don't want to hear that. Your clinical and empirical insight. Polyvagal theory again shows that safety isn't created through control, but through presence and mutual attunement. That requires vulnerability, psychological nudity, and that's scary for unhealed people. That's why I'd rather have a trust clause, a trust contract. Promise to never do this, promise to not, an emotional promissory note, a physical promissory note. Don't hurt me again. Trust as ontological cowardice. Trading awareness for comfort. And that's self-awareness. Trading awareness for predictability. Psychological insight. We often use I trust you to signal I've stopped paying attention. Woo! Trust can lull us into relational autopilot because I trust them. They got me. I don't have to be aware. I don't have to pay it. Man. Philosophical insight. Simone de Beauvoir noted that bad faith arises when we deny our freedom. Trust, when unexamined, becomes an escape from responsibility. Our spiritual and metaphysical insight here. From a non-dual lens, surrender is an acknowledgement of impermanence. Trust seeks permanence, predictability, thus resisting the divine flow. Your clinical and empirical insight. Clients in long-term therapy often discover that trust was their earliest bypass, used to avoid feeling fear, not to build connection. Are you guys seeing what's happening? I'm bringing these concepts to you, right? Because you never knew that this existed in an intimate relationship, but it does. Trust as an addiction to emotional insurance. The lie of relational permanence. Nothing is permanent. Your partner agreed to something at a point in their process. The moment they agreed, their process continued to push them forward. Listen, now trust is rooted in a moment. Remember when you said, remember when you promised, remember. Are you? Your psychological insight. We pursue trust like an insurance policy to numb the sting of unpredictability. But emotional life is not insurable, only experienced. Your philosophical insight. Buddhism teaches that clinging, which is attachment, is the source or the root of suffering. Trust as emotional insurance is a form of attachment to a static relational identity. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that love without expectation is divine. Listen, I know it's heavy. I know it's big time. You got people out there right now saying, so crazy as hell. Ain't nobody loving without expectation is you. It's your wounds that have expectation and appetite. We've created a whole psychological scaffolding around our wounds so we can constantly feed our wound. Our wound is one of the biggest consumers in our spirit. It's materialistic. The wound is an energy capitalist. Wow. Isn't that crazy? Paramahansa Yogananda taught, right, that love without expectation is divine. Trust, when conditional, is expectation masquerading as virtue. The clinical and the empirical insight. Couples therapy often reveals that trust is less broken than it is outdated. People evolve. Trust rooted in static identities is unsustainable. Man, we got callers on the line. You already know I love talking to the people. We got to get them in here right now. Nikki from the Deaconess done showed up again. Lord have mercy. Welcome in, Nikki from Mississippi. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Brother Zoe and the fam.
Hey, sis. How you doing?
So you can't faith out what you hadn't faith in.
Uh-oh. Let me sit back. You go ahead. I'm gonna sit back and listen. Go ahead, sister.
Well, if you're not doing the work internally and you're resonating just above dead,
ooh,
then that's what you're going to get that shows up. So if you think about it like in the spiritual sense, when you tithe something, okay, nothing leaves heaven till something leaves earth. And understand that that's not, I am not using the modern definition. I'm referring to what you have in excess,
Right.
which is the definition of pride. So if you are resonating just above dead with respect to internal trust, that I can withstand whatever is happening with the other person, you're going to get that. So you're setting yourself up for a servitudal bond with absolutely being correct that this person is going to violate that trust. So you can't faith out of the universe what you have not faith into the universe. So, I mean, if you're, it doesn't,
I love it.
doesn't work.
Oh,
like
I
that.
love it. No, it doesn't. Man, I was talking to a guy today. I need to tell you this. I was talking to a guy today in the cigar lounge, and we were, I love the brother, He's a good brother, solid brother. He was just saying, I got to be performative. If I'm going to get what I want from the relationship, and the relationship, my relationship with God is vertical, and my relationship with women is horizontal. So I have to perform, or I'm really not worth anything. I really don't have any value. And I was saying, no, brother, it's resonance, it's presence that is the real connector here. Now, this is a brother. Listen, this is a brother who wrote his dissertation, right, on my book, The Relationship Dismount. And I'm like, brother, you, and this is where you are after reading it. Lord have mercy, we all failed. If we lose you, we done lost everybody, brother. Damn. That's how I felt. That's
the flag on the court.
That's how I felt. I said, come on, bruh. No. But that's what he believes. That's what he believes. And he was staunch, to talk to me about that. Nikki, how does someone just says, you know what? I'm going to believe in all the superficial things. I tried to give him this deeper understanding about faith and trust, and we had this whole, discussion, faith in yourself, trust in your partner. And he was like, well, if I do X, Y, and Z, then they're obligated to respond in kind. And I said, man, that's mechanical, that's cognitive, that's not really connected. How do I get him back, Nikki?
He has to have a sincere willingness to that miracle grow I was talking about last night.
Wait, stay right there, because I want that second scoop of Miracle Grow. Don't go nowhere. When we come forward, more food for thought from Nikki from the SIP.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
What about you? Yeah. At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time, whenever news breaks, while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. Thank you, thank you.
You hear that? That's Mike sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. That's because Mike was smart this time. He took ZzzQuil Ultra to fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and get the deeply restorative sleep he needs. So now he wakes up refreshed and ready to conquer Mondays.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Ultra. Not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
If we found out, it could mess up both our happy homes. I hate to think about us all meeting up together. As soon as I look at you, it will show on my face. Yeah. Then they'll know that we've been loving each other.
When you swim, you trust yourself to the water. You don't grab hold of the water when you swim. And if you go stiff and tight in the water and try to catch hold of it, you'll sink. You have to relax. So the attitude of faith is the very opposite of clinging, of holding on. So that you could say that a person who is a fanatic in religion, who simply has to believe in certain propositions about the nature of God and the nature of the universe, is a person who has no faith at all, because he's holding on tight. When you
It's too much wisdom, Alan Watts. Yes, all of this stuff applies to intimate relationships. We cling because we've been broken. And when we heal, we realize that we never really needed to cling. Have you guys seen that video of the little kid in the water struggling, and the kid is like, oh, it looks like the kid is drowning, and then somebody just tells the kid, stand up, and they stand up and they're in shallow water? That's what trust is for most of us. At a higher level of consciousness, trust is redundant and unnecessary. I accept you as you are. I know you have the propensity or the potentiality to hurt me because of what you are. You are a human being. Can I sit, right, in the storm and maintain self-sovereignty? Yes, you did something I didn't like. Yes, you did something I didn't approve of. But can I maintain the truth of who I am in that difficult moment? No, we've weaponized trust to avoid that. What if trust is merely a mask of... What if trust merely masks our terror of uncertainty? What if that is trust? It just masks our terror of uncertainty. Wow, heavy stuff. Nikki from the SIP, come back in here. Give us that food for thought.
The person you were speaking of earlier, it sounds like there is a disconnect between his head self and his heart spirit self. The miracle grow is needed for the spirit self. But he's got to have a willingness to want that kind of food.
He's got to want it.
He has accomplished. He's got to want. See, and the thing that makes him, that would make him want to be fed in that place, ironically, is the same thing that makes him accomplished in his head, but not in his spirit. The very thing that he is confident of, which is being afraid. You know, Big Mama used to make me talk things out. She would say stuff like, well, what's the worst that can happen?
Right.
When you learn to ride the bike, or in my case, the horse, and you want to feel your parent or loved one's hand on the seat of your bicycle, when they take the training wheels off, she would say, well, what's the worst that can happen if I let go? She would make me tell her, I'm going to fall down and hurt myself. And trust me, it's farther to fall from a horse than a bicycle.
Right.
And then she would say, and then what? And I would say something like,
right.
I'm going to get up.
I'm going to get up.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Now, what that taught me as a kid is to have that Miracle Grow food internally, which makes me that word you just used, sovereign. So when I get close to, near, or around, well, what is the worst that can happen?
Right.
The absolute worst is I can die. And she would say, and then what? And I would be forced to say, well, I'm going to be with Jesus.
Going to heaven.
Right.
I done had this whole story planned. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere, Nikki. You cooking. You got to stay right. I'm going to heaven if I die. Listen, when we come forward, Nikki from the SIP is cooking a rarefied Emerald Lagasse type meal. I want y'all to get a piece of it when we come forward. More from Mississippi.
Cause we love each other so. Sitting at home, I do nothing all day.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. New York City is adding 5,000 after-school seats for K-5 students this fall. Black Mayor Eric Adams says the $21 million investment moves the city closer to universal free after-school programs.
Participate in sports, robotics, the arts, tennis lessons, all of those things that children should enjoy after the classroom experience.
The 40 schools were chosen based on need. Rapper Rick Ross is finally addressing his viral 2021 walkout on the 85 South show, saying he left mid-interview because he did it, quote, for free, end quote, and had other things to do. DC Young Fly responded, noting stars like T.I., Boozy, Busta Rhymes, and Snoop Dogg also appeared for free. And the Trump administration has released 230,000 documents on Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. King was killed in Memphis on April 4th, 1968. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Tired of feeling alone in your job search? With just one connection, you can find endless job opportunities. That connection is Express Employment Professionals. Don't go it alone. Visit expresspros.com to find the location nearest you. That's expresspros.com.
Hey, man. Hey, what's up, bro? What's that station you listening to? Oh, man, you don't know? That's Talk Radio. KBLA, 1580 AM. Check it out. 1580 KBLA, AM. 1580 Talk Radio. Progressive.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're celebrating our 4th anniversary, and this track right here is the gift one of our devoted listeners presented to us.
Where you get some information, get a true education to know. Ooh, yeah.
How cool is that? Having a member of our KBLA delegation write us a song. Stop it! Our listeners love us and there ain't nothing we can do about it. Wouldn't want to. Thanks to Cardell and everybody else for turning on KBLA Talk 1580. We love you right black.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is for you, my number one. This is for you, my number one. This is for you, my number one. Spotlight, big stage, 50,000 fans screaming in a race. Bodyguards in limousines. This is the way I see you in my dreams. Paparazzi flash, 100 pictures all of you hanging on my bedroom wall. I'm a kid again, I feel like 13, but I mean, since we fell in love, girl, I've been your groovy baby. Oh, 'cause you are my superstar, yeah. I'm your number one fan, give me your autograph, sign it right here on my heart.
So, secure attachment is all about healthy communication, emotional stability, and the ability to build trust in a relationship. So if you have a secure attachment style, then you feel comfortable with intimacy while respecting boundaries and while enforcing your own boundaries. You have a positive view of yourself and of your relationships. You seek connection while staying grounded and calm, even during any challenges in a relationship or any time conflict arises.
That sounded like an infomercial, but I agree with her. You got to understand, when you're unhealed, boy, every tool you use can be used for evil. I'm sorry. Listen to it. What if trust merely masks our terror of uncertainty? Gosh, could the very language of building trust imply it was never native to our being? Is trust a word we use to distract ourselves from asking what we're truly afraid of losing? In what ways does trust function as an escape from personal accountability? Might our desire to trust be a clever form of self-abandonment? Who is it that seeks trust? The self or the wounded child in disguise? Do we ever actually trust others, or only the narratives we've constructed about them? Is needing someone to be trustworthy just a demand for them to soothe your inner chaos? Listen, Nikki from the SIP, come on back in here. Keep cooking. Go ahead, finish that meal you was preparing.
Well, just consider that in the case of your example, it's easier to develop the head part. It takes more work to develop the heart part.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're always, all of us, are always tithing to the universe something.
Ooh, tithing to the universe. Lord have mercy. Come on.
So whatever you're vibrating on, that's what you're putting out to the universe all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which is why I said you cannot faith out of the universe what you have not faithed in.
Wow.
To the universe.
Yeah.
So if you're not resonating positive, as you would say, positive self-talk, when those areas of fear, false experiences appearing real, show up, and you won't do like Mama and say, well, okay, what's the worst that can happen? You're going to keep getting that crappy result.
Right.
Because that's what you're faithing out.
That's what you faithing out. You, oh, it's like Geico.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you get what you put into it, right? You get out of it what you
keep-
put into it. Yeah.
And let's love ourselves enough to grow up enough so we can be this big and ride the big ride.
Hey, Nikki, I love you. You have no idea. I love Nikki from the SIP. Nikki, tell the folks what you just did, sweetheart.
I still love everybody, and I brought the SIP in the building.
Come on, Mississippi is on the board. Let's get these callers in here as fast as we can, as quick as we can. Ronan from Indianapolis, jump back in. He had another point to make. Ronan, what is it? What is your thought, my friend?
No, those two questions I asked, those are the main ones I'm asking myself constantly in doing this new journey.
Okay, what was the question? Tell us.
Well, the first one is like, who would we be without our negative narratives?
Who would we be without our negative narratives? Responsible, victors. We would be victors in our story instead of victims. How about it?
And then the other one was it's like I guess it's trauma. Is it our interpersonal heroine of choice?
Yes, it's our intrapersonal heroine of choice. Trauma, blame, manipulation, the pattern that we came from, the past, right? Whatever toxic, dysfunctional familiarity we know, that is the blue magic we prefer in another person. Hey, Ronan, you did it again. What did you do, brother?
Indianapolis back in the building.
Yo, Indianapolis back on the board. I'm running through them. I'm going to get everybody on. Nazarene X, Atlanta, Georgia. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Man, look. First of all, what up, man?
What up, nephew?
Man, Nikki took my whole spiritual head off for real. Talk about you.
Come on, just cut it off.
Yeah. I'm just stuck for real. He said, well, you half past dead. Or like you just above here or something like that. I'm like, grab Pearl, look at myself. I really ain't had none. I'm just soaking it all up. Like, I was trying to earlier, like, imagine, because I don't have the memory, like, vividly in my mind, but, like, when was the last time, or when was the first time, actually, that I could recall ever leaning into whatever this trust thing is about? Like, I don't even have that memory, so that tends to, like, I guess it just suggests that it is a foreign feeling. I really would have to dig for some kind of first instance of really going there and being disappointed or what have you. And one thing I find, of course, is just come with the territory where it's like you don't even really need to trust something until a problem or some kind of challenge presents itself.
Right.
And I think whole time, again, just coming off of Nikki's point, even one brother Ronan was just speaking to it, like it's the heroin, it's the drug, but not like the heroin in terms of the female thing. Like I be hearing all the words, but I'm like, yeah, I believe I trust my ability to adapt, but that could just be another trap.
Right.
Because again,
Well, you bring up something really interesting. Isn't trust supposed to be used in the moment of the fall and not just accepted and put on autopilot? Because I trust you and I don't have to think about it no more. How about that? I trust you. I don't think you would ever do anything to hurt me. Why would you put a human being in that position? And then when it comes to, like you breaking this down so cold, when it comes to the point where they hurt you, shouldn't you now employ trust?
Well, I think at that point it sounds like it's too late because you still survive. I think so, because like I guess it depends on the scenario, but my mind just goes to, like, if you've already found yourself so-called let down, because I guess what precedes it all is a space of vulnerability.
But wait, you're gonna be let down. It's just a matter of time. What is trust for after being let down? What is the purpose of it? Is it only good when everything is good?
Well, then ain't that like the act of trust is relinquishing control?
Who's gonna do that?
Like, it's basically, well, I mean, who ain't for real? And for real, I think it's cool to say, like, for what it's worth. I think it's okay to, like, maybe not in a boastful fashion, but it's okay to lean into it. Like, if you're meeting strangers or people you haven't built rapport with, that's again the external. But it's like, man, look, you can lead with, nah, I don't trust you. Because earlier I was thinking about them videos where somebody behind you and they'd be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, lean back or just fall back, I'm going to catch you. And then, there it is, you hit the floor, and they turn to the camera talking about moral of the story is, don't be so gullible or something. Maybe I've seen too much, and I'm like, nah, I don't, my better judgment.
But nephew, that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. The majority of people are wounded in some way, and they need trust. They need somebody to step in and say, this is a barrier. If you promise not to hurt me, then I'll open up. That's what most people need trust for. And I'm saying it's fear-based.
Conditions?
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. That's why conditions are there. Trust is one of them. Hey, man, let me just say this, nephew.
I ain't mad at that.
What did you just do, nephew, man? What did you just do?
Man, look, I'm over here in the muddy wucky. Shout out to y'all, VOR, Shlama Lama Ding Dong, ATL in the building.
ATL Atlanta in the building. When we come forward, we going to Watts, and then we going to Hawaii. You already know what it is. We got people who want to talk.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach? Transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal? Prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
It was love at first sight. I know from the way she looked at me.
So we have a great question from Art by Yulia, who says, can a fearful avoidant change to secure and trust again? And the answer to this question is yes, although there's some work required. And what this work is, in a couple easy steps, is number one, people are never going to earn your trust by being perfect all the time, because people aren't perfect. People build trust with you in a relationship.
That's all I needed to hear. Come on, man. We got to get these callers in here, the final callers of the night. Let's make it quick. We're up against the clock. Let's get it. We got Juliet from Watts, California. Juliet, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
I love y'all. I love y'all sending out love and night to the families of those that we lost this week. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to keep it simple with your playlist. I'm going to go with Aretha Franklin, Ain't No Way. And I had to, I used to be a player prime minister, but I gave up my player card. And now I'm like Erykah Badu. I guess I'll see you next lifetime. I might be doing enough for one, but I ain't enough for two.
That's right.
I've been in fetal positions, Zoe. I've been in fetal positions. Hi, Andy.
He said hello.
I love y'all. I miss y'all.
Oh, we love you, and we miss you, too. You already know you got a seat at the table. Call in anytime you like, Juliet, okay?
Your playlist be on.
Yo, thank you, baby girl. I appreciate you, and call in anytime. You brought Watts in the building. Yeah, let me get my brother John, Mountain View, Hawaii. What up, John? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Big bro, how did you have a subject that brought about a come to Mises moment that everybody still misses?
Not come to Jesus, it's come to Mises. You got to confront yourself. Come on, talk to me.
As you stated in this show, as the brother Ronan came on twice to give you insight,
yes.
as Bishop came in and just swept the floor spiritually, ultimately, and automatically.
Yes.
Shooting up 50 cows up in here spiritually, and nobody got the message?
Uh-huh. Keep going.
Let me just explain it in one way. The Bible has a lot of examples of a lot of people being chose to be the one that they needed to be standing on their square, making mistakes, and still being used as a child of God to bring the children home. So now, as Jesus calls you, with all of this in front of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, and you use a hinge pin of a word called trust, and you still have yet to realize what you're supposed to do, crush, trust, be glorious, choose your work.
I love my brother. Hey, guess what you just did, good brother?
Mountain View is in the house. Blessings to all. Don't miss your moment.
Oh, man, this is my guy right here. Hey, man, he brought Hawaii in the building always. If you want to bring your city in the building, all I got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Please understand, I'm not saying trust isn't good. What I'm saying is it's a crutch. It's a crutch for your unhealed wounds. It's rooted in fear. You're trying to have some type of emotional insurance policy. You're trying to have an emotional backup plan. Remember what you promised. Only a wound needs to be taken care of all the time and looked after and all that. I'm telling you, when you grow up spiritually, trust becomes redundant. Why? It's been replaced with something more powerful. Willingness, surrender, acceptance, right? You accept people as they are. You don't expect them to perform beyond their capabilities. You don't expect them to be what they're not. You don't expect them to be what your wounds need them to be when they can't even be what their own wounds need them to be. Do you see what I'm saying? Trust is a game. Could trust be a control mechanism disguised as love? If trust is broken, what was really broken? The person, the illusion, or your projected identity? Does trust exist independently of fear, or is it fear's emotional twin? It's not the opposite of betrayal. Acceptance is the opposite of betrayal. I know humans are going to betray me every single day. You know this to be true. Some of your family betrays you. Some of the closest people to you will betray you. Might our trust in others be rooted in our inability to trust ourselves? Is trust simply the name we give to the absence of perceived threat? Is it possible that fear is not the opposite of trust, but it's source code? I know people don't want to hear it put that way, and I'm sorry, but I have to get you to think differently outside of the box. Can one trust while still being terrified? Or is that faith dressed in trauma? How might the phrase "I trust you" mutate if we removed identification from language? If trust is a label, what raw state precedes that label within our nervous systems? What semantic distortions occur when we conflate trust with safety? Y'all not ready for this work. How does the map of trust limit the territory of relational presence? Could our insistence on trust indicate a failure to tolerate ambiguity? Man, I'm the voice of reason, man. I does this, I does this, and I'll be back tomorrow with another slapper. You already know what it is, the VOR.
Her, she don't hit me back, something is funny. So I called her mother's house and asked her had she seen my baby. Rolled my six around looking for that missing lady. Got back in, turned the TV on and caught the news. Then I put my hand on my head, cause